So the Future of Technology Institute just released a report that says the United States has kill switches across European countries, basically saying that the US or US companies can obstruct critical infrastructure at any given moment across the continent. I just spoke with one of the authors of the report. Here's what he had to say.
Europe's defense systems could face the same kill switch that hit the ICC last year. What would this look like in practice?
What happened with the ICC and also with a judge in Brazil is basically they got sanctioned by the US. And when you get sanctioned by the US companies are not allowed to do business with you anymore. Most of European companies and of course also public institutions use some kind of hyperscaler dependency or programs, most commonly of course Microsoft 365 or the Google Suite, and if you get basically shut out of that, then you're not longer to communicate anymore.
You placed 23 of the 28 European countries studied exposed to this American kill switch. You put it in 3 categories: high risk, medium risk, and low risk. So walk me through these tiers and how each country ended up there.
The high-risk cases are cases where we found some kind of evidence that they're procuring or using US hyperscaler or other US services directly. So, for example, the German Bundeswehr is in contract with Google Cloud. The mid-risk cases are cases where we found procurement for European contractors or contracts with European companies, but we found evidence or at least reports that they're using US hyperscaler technology. So that means, for example, there is a CITO-aware battle cloud that Finland deployed on Azure. So yes, the technology is not a US technology itself, but it's run on certain hyperscaler technology. There's still a dependency, and in the end, you still need updates, patches, or even the infrastructure of a hyperscaler, and that varies. And then there's one case, which is low risk, where we could not find any evidence about US hyperscalers being involved, and where we found also specific evidence for open source solutions and for other kind of sovereign solutions. Austria, they're quite enhanced and nuanced about it and very sensibilized about the risks coming with those dependencies.
How replicatable is the Austrian model across Europe?
I would say it's very replicable, and partly it's hard to say, because the part that definitely can work is setting up your communication system either in a completely open source and sovereign way that are using an open source solution. The secure it actually gets and the shared security interests those countries actually have. The thing that's hard to say is like the on-premise, not online, not in the cloud solutions they're using, but there's kind of a question of what do other militaries actually need that maybe the Austrian solution does not provide.